What's up, guys? This is Tybru. Wanting to tell you a little story about the impact Mecca of Rhymes had on me about 10 years ago that kind of carried over throughout my career so far, my life. And just wanted to recall a night back in, maybe 2009, 10. I really don't know the exact dates, but we started doing a lot of shows together. I remember my man Atrocity was working hard with FSM, and he had mentioned their names, and then Iconoclast Crew and FSM started doing a lot of shows together with a lot of big names. And honestly, back then I was stubborn. I'm still stubborn, but I was really stubborn in the fact that I wasn't up to date on current MCs, and that was a big flaw in my character because I kind of shut that part out of my life. And if it wasn't for Mecca of Rhymes, we were talking a lot during those shows, and I really didn't know who these people are. I didn't know who Big Crit was, honestly, to tell you the truth. Kendrick Lamar wasn't really on my radar just because I shut that out, and I was so restricted in my mentality, thinking that I didn't need to hear the rest of hip hop. I just needed to focus on what we were doing and what North Carolina was doing. But the bigger picture was, so much bigger than that. And conversations with Mecca of Rhymes started off a little bit bumpy because I was so adamant about look, this is us, this is what we're doing, and this is what North Carolina can bring to the table. They were doing such big moves, we were doing such big moves, and he just sat me down and was telling me things. And he was a little bit younger than me, so that was refreshing to hear from him that, look, Ty, you got your stuff going on, but these people that are out here that are doing this hip hop is resonating with so many people, you can't ignore it. And that really opened up my eyes a lot, because he was never very forceful with this, talking to me, or, anybody for that matter. He was very kind and caring and loving, and he wanted to see his team grow. He wanted to see North Carolina grow. So in a nutshell, he was one of the first people that kind of helped me open my eyes up to the bigger picture, because I was so confined with hip hop, with music, hip hop music in general. I loved it growing up. Then there was a big chunk of time where I just didn't care about what was going on except for what North Carolina was doing, what we were doing. And thanks to Mecca of Rhymes, he really helped open my eyes to that. And then also carrying on to when I was a teacher, a high school teacher, it opened my eyes to those words kept on echoing in my head about, be open to hip hop. And it carries on to even now. Hip hop is so different now, but those voices of Mecca is echoing in my head that, let these artists show you what kind of impact that they have on the youth of today. And that was evident 100% with this Big Crit show, which was a turning point in my career. And definitely it was big thanks to him and FSM for providing that show, for helping, pull the strings with that show and making it work, because that was a pivotal point in my career for so many reasons, and it was good to hang out and kick it with him. And I think I'm going to cut it off right there, ladies and gentlemen. But just, keep remembering such a great man in the community who fought, the inspiration from him fighting a battle that a lot of us have no idea or no clue on what is really entailed in that battle. It's such an inspiration. And I remember moving back from China and seeing him, fighting so hard and working on music still, and holding his family together and loving his family. And that, ladies and gentlemen, that, my friends, is the biggest thing that I can get from Mecca of Rhymes, is the love that you see in his smile, that you see when he's seeing his children, and you see when he was on stage like that. We lost an incredible soul, but let's keep on remembering, keep on looking at his pictures, because that in itself is such an inspiration for me. I had the privilege to do some tribute videos for him, so I got to kind of go back down the path of, 10 years ago up until now, and I enjoyed the inspiration that he continues to give to us. All right, ladies and gentlemen.